Right now, I'm standing in front of the AeroConnections VIP Lounge 2 near Gate 19 at El Salvador International Airport. And after trying both lounges here, I realized this one is actually the smarter option if you're flying to the United States. And honestly, I learned that the hard way. Earlier, I spent almost 5 hours inside the first AeroConnections lounge near Gate 13 after the main airport security checkpoint. It was comfortable, decent food, drinks, quiet atmosphere, plenty of seating, no complaints there. But later, before boarding my United flight to the US, I suddenly had to go through another security screening near the gate, and that second security line is much stricter. I ended up having to throw away the soda and bottled water I got from the first lounge. At first, I was confused why El Salvador Airport even has 2 different security checkpoints for some flights, but after spending time here, it actually makes sense. The first security checkpoint gets everybody into the main departure area of the airport, but El Salvador is also a major connection hub for passengers traveling from across Central America and South America into the United States. So some travelers may arrive from another country, connect through San Salvador, and continue directly onward to the US. Because of that, many US-bound gates have an additional TSA-style screening closer to boarding to meet stricter US aviation security requirements. And trust me, you notice the difference quickly. The first security area can feel more relaxed. People sometimes still have drinks or liquids there without problems. But the second checkpoint near Gate 19 is much stricter about liquids and carry-on screening. That's why Lounge 2 is actually the better strategic move for many US-bound travelers. Because once you're inside this lounge area near Gate 19, you're basically finished with security checks. So if you grab coffee, soda, juice, or bottled water here, you can usually take it directly onto the plane. And honestly, this lounge just feels nicer overall too. The lounge has 2 levels. The first floor is mostly the reception and check-in area, but the second floor is where you really want to spend your time. Better food selection, nicer bar setup, more sofas, quieter seating areas, and much better airport views overlooking the gates and runway area. It feels more open and comfortable compared to the first lounge. I also want to give El Salvador credit here because this airport is surprisingly traveler friendly. This is honestly one of the first airports I've seen with not just 1 but 2 lounges operating 24 hours a day. And because the airport is pretty far outside San Salvador itself, that setup actually makes a lot of sense. A lot of people with early morning flights may not want to risk traffic or wake up at 3 a.m. in the city. And even if you're traveling cheap, the airport still gives you options. Before the main security checkpoint, the public food court area has long benches where people can stretch out overnight. They're not luxury lounge chairs, but the AC runs strong, the airport stays pretty calm overnight, and several restaurants open early in the morning. So whether you're traveling business class, priority pass, or backpack budget style, El Salvador Airport actually does a pretty good job accommodating overnight travelers and long layovers. And after spending all this time here, I can honestly say, sometimes the best airport lounge isn't just about luxury. It's about understanding the airport strategy,